life sucks, and then you die. Have you seen the t-shirt? Life sucks, and then you die. As if it's not going to get worse. I'm telling you what, between 85% and 99% of humans would say life sucks. Depending on the definition of sucking, the vast majority of people feel life hasn't worked out for them. Life isn't working. It's not the life they were meant for. Almost every single person, and possibly you, would agree with this statement. I am not living my full. The world has no idea what I'm capable of. There is more to me than this world has seen. I know it's supposed to be different. And I'm telling you, you're right. Today we're going to talk about living on purpose. How to create a life worth living. How would you like a life worth living that at the end of your days you can say, nailed it? You know, in the Bible, someone said, I look forward to meeting God. Now, I don't know if you believe in God, but if there is one, and if you're going to meet him, it would be great if you had a great meeting. It would be great if your introduction to divine, at the end of this time-space continuum, and you don't have to wait that long, would be positive. And this person in the Bible said, I want to hear God say to me, well done. Well done, my good and faithful servant. In the Bible, in John 15, it says, you didn't choose me, God says. You didn't choose me, I chose you. And I sent you to earth on a divine mission. And that Bible writer said, I expect when I get home that God will say, well done, my good and faithful servant. How do we live a life like that? Let's get going. So living on purpose, what it means is not living by accident. What it means is not living like a desperado, not living hoping to survive, not living hoping to avoid trouble, not living hoping to avoid discomfort. It is choosing a life worth living and do what it takes to get that life. Living on purpose means getting over yourself. Living on purpose means I am not hoping to survive without discomfort. Most people are not living. They're tiptoeing through life, hoping to make it safely to death. But they're not living. Living on purpose says, why am I here? How can I impact this planet so that by the time I leave, it's a different place? I want to know that my life matters. More than I gained some stuff. I have more cars. I have more bling. Is that what it is? You and I are, by our very nature, our spiritual nature, called to a higher purpose. Why are you here? The answer to that question unlocks the vault of living on purpose. And there's no way that any human being will truly live their best possible life in selfish pursuit. You might say, oh, James, you're just all this woo-woo speaking about spirituality stuff. Let's just face the facts. Every single person who's made a positive, powerful impact on the planet, every inventor, every great music composer, every artist of every form, every entrepreneur who built an empire, every leader who changed the world, every single world changer in history has one thing in common. They got over themselves. And they gave their lives to something past themselves, something greater than themselves. They got over themselves. It's not about making it. It's about making it better. You're not here just to survive. You're here to change the world. You spot things in the world and you say, that sucks. It shouldn't be that way. That sucks. It shouldn't be that way. People shouldn't treat people like that. And that's not the way it should be. I know. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. Let's get about it and stop bitching about it. You and I can work together. You and I can tap into infinite intelligence, infinite wisdom, infinite wealth, infinite power. And together, we can change the things that suck. And in fact, that's why we exist. We're not here just to make it. You're not here on this planet so that at the end of your days, God might approve of you. You're approved. God digs you. Now let's get to work. Some people say, there can't be a God because the world is a mess. And if they think there is a God, they say, you screwed up. And God says, I left you in charge. I left you in charge. I gave you dominion over everything on earth. And by the way, the animals know it. Who hunts you? Nothing. You walk into any space where there's any kind of wild animal, they run. Why? Because you're a frickin' human and they know you're different. They know you have dominion. You and I are not like the animals. I mean, in lots of ways, that's cool. But we're not just here to make it. We're here to make the planet better. And when you see yourself as a world changer, you awaken. When you put yourself between the needs of this world and divine power, like a fuse, you're set on fire. Like a fuse, you're enlightened. And you cannot truly tap into your capacity. What are you capable of mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually? Miraculously, what are you capable of? We'll never know until you need it for someone else, for something else, for a cause. When there's enough reason, you're ignited. And so I'm very excited to encourage you to live on purpose, to create a life that's worth living, to say, I'm here to see what kind of a positive impact I can have on this planet. Now, this is not a victim thing. This is not like, oh, I give, and I never receive. Well, that's bullshit. That is ego. That is self-victimization. We are not here to suffer for it, although discomfort is part of life. But it's only the ego that suffers. It is what it is. And when we serve greatly, we deserve greatly. You want to be a billionaire? Help people to the degree of 1 trillion, and you can be a billionaire. If you change the planet enough, they pay you for it. When you make a difference, you get rewarded in love, in respect, in honor, in prestige, in position, in authority. That comes from earning it. So my friend, I encourage you to live on purpose. Find a reason, and unlock it. Now, good news. I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to tell you your purpose on earth. What? Yeah. I'm going to tell you why you exist. You are a divine love ambassador. See, I'm looking through the windows behind the camera and I'm seeing trees blowing in the wind. And those trees blowing in the wind are reminding me of something called photosynthesis. You see, the plants turn sunlight into something edible. And if plants didn't do photosynthesis, nothing would be alive on this earth. Not a single thing. Green plants turn sunlight into food. And that food enters into many, many, many forms. But if it wasn't for photosynthesis, nothing would be alive on this planet. If it wasn't for those plants, we'd all be dead. Now, in the same way, you and I are divine love ambassadors. And through our personhood, divine light, divine love, divine wisdom, wealth, and power flow to us and through us. When we tap into the infinite love energy of the universe, when we tap in to our higher selves in divine love, we become the flow-through of the supernatural. It is through us that divine enters this time-space continuum. We live in a world of free will. And what that means is people can make decisions that are unloving. And you and I can make decisions of reconnection and being the source of love and light in our time-space continuum. You and I are here on purpose. You are a divine love ambassador. Now, there's 3 main categories. One, you might see yourself as a love machine. That means showing up with love with skin on. You hug the people who need hugs. You bring food to the hungry. You bring clothing to the naked or someone who's a little chilly. You bring them a poncho. You help people, right? You take care of people. You show up when people need a hug. You listen to people. You care for people. You work at a soup kitchen. You build houses for the homeless. You're love with skin on. You're a physical manifestation of love. Many of you are that, and all of us are to some degree. You might be a guru. A guru, yeah, a light bearer, one who brings light into the darkness. The word guru, in its foundation in Hinduism, which also the founders of Sikhism are called the gurus. So guru means one who brings light into darkness. The word guru is darkness dispeller. Darkness dispeller. You might be a guru. And what that means is you bring light of knowledge, of information, of encouragement. You may be an author, a speaker, a coach, a consultant, a trainer, someone who speaks words of wisdom, someone who can speak light. And someone will say, I was in the dark. And then while you were talking, it dawned on me. There's something spiritual about words and light. That God said, let there be light, and there was light. God spoke light into being, and we speak light into beings. We speak light into the world. And so you might be a love machine, love with skin on, changing the world that way. You may be a light bearer, one who can communicate and take a stage, get in front of a camera and say something that might inspire or encourage and touch other lives. And then you may be category 3, which is a power plant. Now, a power plant is one who can affect change on a macro level. I was a part of a missionary group that we went to third world countries and we met with leaders. Now, part of what ministries do is you give food to the hungry, right? So you go into these places around the world and you bring food and you bring resources and medical supplies and you help the needy, the starving, the marginalized. But if that's all you do, you'll always have to do it. What you'll want to do is affect change at a macro level, justice. Speak with the leaders, speak with the people who have the power and affect how that power is being used, affect change in an entire society, affect change in a culture. And if we serve at all the levels, we can be a power plant. How would you like to be a person who you dial the phone and things change? How would you like to be the kind of person who calls your friends and makes a change? These are power plants, and we earn our way into power. Power, the primary purpose of power is creation and compassion, not control and consumption. And when you exercise your power appropriately, power always grows. If you want to be a world changer, start with what you've got, with what you know, with who's with you. And ask yourself one simple question today. What can I do today to make this planet more livable? What can I do today to relieve the suffering of some? What can I do today? Who can I become today? And we don't have to start on the macro. Start with the person you know needs some help. Start with the person who needs a phone call right now. Start with the person who would love to know that you love them and they don't know. Start with, how do I bring love into this time-space continuum? And the more we meet the needs of those that we've been given, the more our capacity to meet needs will grow. I encourage you, my dear friend, to live on purpose, to get past self. If you want to be super rich, super powerful, stop thinking about you. When you serve greatly, you deserve greatly. When Jesus had 2 disciples that came to him, they said, how can we be great? We want to be leaders of greatness. We want to have a massive, we want land and we want property and we want to be abundant. How can we be great? Jesus didn't scold them. He didn't say you're selfish. He didn't say you're evil. He didn't say Satan tricked you. He said, good. Here's the secret. You want to be great? Serve greatly. When you serve greatly, you deserve greatly. Take all that you know, all that you can do, all that you have in your possessions, and see what kind of impact you can have. One question I encourage you to ask all day, every day, the rest of your life, you'll thank me forever. Here's the question. How can I best bring love into this moment? How can I best bring love into this moment? You live a life asking that question, you're going to be a wealthy world changer. And I'll be honored to have been a part. And I hope we get to work together, changing the world. My name is James MacNeil. I'm the author of Pure Spiritual Intelligence. Please like, love, comment, and share. Most importantly, comment. Tell me I'm full of shit. Tell me you love me. Tell me you don't like my striped shirt. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want me to talk about. Set me straight. Let's have some conversations. Love, joy, peace. Talk soon.